and 9.937. Well, few whistles and boos from the crowd, but I don't think she'll be too disappointed. She might have got up at 9.95. Remember, she needs 9.85 to share the gold. Better will give it to her on her own. Again, such a competitor, lands the tumble spot on, and this is where she scores. This dance, so beautifully choreographed to suit her and exquisitely performed. Single twist and then double twist, adding variety. But you can see she's not going to have the 3 big double back somersaults that most of her rivals have got. Oh, and there it goes. She was that close to taking gold, but 0.3 away there. And that's going to drop her down to 3rd place at least. Look at her, she cannot believe it. She is such a competitor. That really is a shame. She'd done so well to get herself into the driving seat, only to see it all disappear there, really within 5 seconds of having the gold in her grasp. And look, no show of emotion at all, but she knows that everything's gone with that one touchdown of the fingers on that final tumbling run. So her dream of emulating and equaling Nadia Comaneci with 3 consecutive European championships has gone. She now joins Ludmila Teresheva and Larissa Latinina and Vera Cheslavska, the great gymnasts from the late 50s and 60s and early 70s, with 2 titles to her name. I would have bet anything against her making a mistake on that final tumble, but it just shows that really even Boginskaya is beginning to feel the strain. That little touchdown of the fingers there has to be 0.3 away, I think. It was certainly taking weight on the hands. Well, given the chance, they gave her a real hammering. Knocked it right down to 9.325. They were unimpressed with the tumbling, the lack of difficulty in the tumbles compared to the other gymnasts. At last,
is Elena Goodneva. It is not Goodnova, as the caption said. Second in the all-around competition at the European Cup in Brussels last year.
She's already set the standard in this exercise. She began with an incredible sequence. No trouble with the release. Or the dismount. A double front somersault with half a turn.
She's representing Russia. Interesting to see how Russia get on, and Belarus in competition with the Ukraine.
That's the dismount. Double front somersault, half turn.
Tatiana Gutsu, the leading gymnast from the Ukraine. And she's starting on the vault. So she's going in Olympic order. vault, bars, beam, floor. And I think we'll see a few of those. That's the full twisting Yurchenko.
And she did it well. Just a little foot falter on landing. Curious lumbering approach run for one so light and agile. Slightly loose-legged in flight.
9.862 incidentally for a good neighbour on the bars. Comes here as a number 1 from Hungary. First look at the defending champion, Svetlana Boginskaya, Belarusia. She goes for it too. Lands in typical style in terms of the foot position.
She seems to find extra height. Long levers, obviously working to advantage, high off the horse. And there, that peculiar landing style of hers.
Gojin has set the standard 9.962 is the highest mark so far. It's the better of the two vaults. This is Boginskaya's second vault. First was 9.85. We've gone to the on the beam. Her second piece of apparatus is Gudneva. We started with 9.862 on the bars.
Back flip, 2 layout back somersaults. And in now to the gymnastic series. I have to find a balance between the acrobatics, which are the flicks and the somersault that we've seen, and these more graceful gymnastic elements. Nice stag leap there. Perfect split shown in that position. Very precise in the presentation of this exercise. Again, the pause. The dismount is a double tuck back, a little jump to the side. Not a sparkling exercise, but she was very careful not to give tenths away. This was the opening sequence, finishing with the layout somersault.
Tina Gojin is on the bars. Curious that the top 3 perhaps are competing in the bars competition.
Tremendous combination. Borrowed it from little Gwansuk Kim, who stole their hearts at the World Championships, but this girl was equally impressive there. A double tuck back somersault. Now that is something very special.
Didn't see Gutsu on this piece of apparatus. She scored 9.95. But good stuff from Gojin. Forward to the Olympics with 2 of them doing that very clever piece.
Here it is. That's the Kachev, the back straddle over the bar, and the Marinich, which is counter rotation, extremely difficult to train. When we saw Gwansuk Kim do it, I'm sure we didn't imagine it would be emulated quite so soon, but this little lady did really well. I just hope the judges reward it. Double tuck back. If anything, the dismount just a little simple.
Svetlana Boginskaya having started with 9.937. Now, it was in her bars routine, Mitch, that she lost her world title in Indianapolis when the judges didn't think there was enough content.
Well, there was a great debate over that. The exercise was well performed, perfectly performed, in fact. But it did lack that 9.887. Now, the judges were a bit severe there, I feel, for Gojin's bars exercise. Yes, the judges felt that she wasn't quite as exciting in terms of content. when you analyse the work, it's so difficult to take any tenth. Let's have a look. Let's see if she stepped up the difficulty. Full twist in the long swing. Oh, very flat, shoulders well back in that Kachev. No change so far. Nice toe on, toe off to handstand. This is all tried and tested. So was the dismount. A double pike back. Well, no change, no step up of difficulty. She's going for perfection in terms of doing what she does so well. Full twist long swing. That's the Kachev. The shoulders were way back, lacking just a little rotation.
Doesn't look as dynamic as 1 or 2 now, does it?
No, it's again, Barry, it's this long lever syndrome. She does look elegant though, because of the long levers. Perfect example of it there. And watch the toe off to handstand. It does look good. Interesting whether they give that a higher score than the more complex Gojan routine. And they have.
Neatness wins out. And Rowena Roberts doing very well to make the top 20. She had a very consistent competition.
Beautifully landed. What a competitor she is. That characteristic blowing of her fringe. Always, while she's waiting, just somehow deflects the air off her bottom lip to blow away that hair. Yurchenko. Just that characteristic little split of the legs on landing to anchor it perfectly. The flight was good. Full twisting Yurchenko. 2 volts in the final must be different, and it's the average score of the 2 that counts. In the all-around, you can perform the same vault twice, and it's the better of the 2 vaults. There's the scores. 9.95 for that first one. That's exactly the sort of start she wanted. Somebody gave her a 9.9. But that bottom mark and one of the 9.95s is discarded, and that leaves 9.5s from the other 4 judges. Oh, and that's it. Totally gone. Well, really not her championships. Started it brilliantly, but that fall takes her right out of it. She got it all wrong. Let's see where it went wrong now. The front entry vault, handspring front half twist, and she was very late on the twist and didn't have the height to get out of it, tippling over backwards. And 2 major mistakes from Boggins. Yeah. .675. That, of course, puts her in first place at the moment, but she can't hope to stay there. Tatiana Lysenko. Qualified in 6th position, 9.887. Yurchenko, 2 twists. A little bit short on the landing, but that extra twist making it a much more difficult vault. There's one, and there's another one, and see how she has to struggle to get round, but holds onto the landing as best she can. She needed just a little bit more lift off the top of the apparatus. Alexander Alexandrov in the background, marching down. The round off to give her the back mount and falling forward. 9.837. Now, if she wants to, she can take one twist out of this for the second vault, and that will still count as a different one. Oh, and she too had trouble. Went for the front entry, handspring front. And the half twist, she got a little bit too much height off the horse, going straight up instead of timing the release well, so that she got distance and speed as well as height. And that's untidy. Two untidy vaults from Lysenko. Came fourth in the all-around. 8.87, 9.862 the average. So she goes into the lead, but
Bulgarie.
now this is Silvia Mitova from Bulgaria. Now she too stands a great chance because she was fifth in the World Championships final in Paris just a month ago. Young gymnasts from Nantes in this crowd. Full twisting Yurchenko, by far the most popular vault amongst the women here. There's Andrea Molnar, the leader at the moment. Mitova, 15 years old, really coming through. She was second in the Junior European Championships in Athens last year. Just splits her legs as she goes into the acrobatics. 9.912. Her second vault now. This is what's so difficult for these gymnasts, is to find a second vault, because in the all-around competition, and that's what they spend most of their time practicing for, they of course only really have to perfect one vault, which they can perform twice. Very strong gymnast. And again, really showing that she's got work to do on that second vault. Handspring front in the pike position, but that has been lifted in its tariff because everybody at last recognizing how difficult it is to stop the rotation on those handspring front 1.5s. Held her position well, just a little tiny stutter forward, but a good vault from her. And she goes into the lead, 9.906. Next to go, it's Elena Grudneva.
Elena Grudnova, Russie.
Well, she spells her name with an E, so I don't know why they've put it in with an O. Elena Grudneva, representing Russia. Beautifully landed. Very tidy vault, all the way through in control. The leg tension, excellent. Just that little split, though, depends how much the judges spotted it. She won a bronze medal in the Europa Cup last year. Soon got the legs back together again, but there was just that split as she took off from the top of the apparatus. Grudneva now very experienced. .9.
Elena Grudnova, deuxième saut.
Now what's she going to do for the second one? Has she saved something better up, or has she got rid of her best one? We'll soon see. Handspring front 1.5 with half twist. Half twist actually does make it just a shade easier to land. But she was a bit low. And I think that's going to leave Mitova in the lead. I can't see her going over 9.9. Very early into the tuck, but didn't really get enough height off the apparatus. Some pressing problem. Goes into third place, 9.887 the average, 8.75 for that one. Well, nobody's really set this vault competition alight yet, and perhaps this little girl will. Gina Gojian vaulted brilliantly, scored the highest mark in the whole of the all-around championship for her vault, 9.962, comes into this competition as the leader. And again, that lovely extension, that explosion off the top of the horse. She's so confident. She doesn't have to think where the landing is. She just concentrates on the flight. Beautiful again. Look at that. Plenty of height to really whip out of the full twist that she's got to the landing. And you can immediately see how she brings a different dimension to the vault. Lovely height, manages to hold that straight position for as long as possible. That's certainly the best vault we've seen so far. Yes, 9.95. So again, it depends on what she's got left for the second vault. With the sort of height that she gets out of there, she could easily go for a double twister. Or will she do a front entry vault? Yes, going for the Cuervo. I thought she might. She's got the sort of attack. Front entry. Gets round and does the back somersault. Very difficult vault because you have to get the turn in so early to turn it into the back somersault rather than the front somersault and then the turn, which is the difference between the handspring front. But she goes into the lead, 9.937 for that one, 9.943 the average. Gina Gojian really has burst onto the scene. First sight we saw her of her in the World Apparatus Championships, the first ever specialist championships at Bercy just a month ago. Well, Tatiana Gutsu won 5 golds in the European Cup, and so she has not given up any hopes of taking gold yet. The all-around champion here. And that is lovely. I don't think it was quite as good as Gojian's, but lovely extension again. The round off, telling you it's the Yurchenko. Now what she got? 9.95. Well, she's equalled Gojjan on the first vault. So it's all down to the second one. 9.937. Gojjan scored. Now can Gutsu, the all-around champion, equal her on the second vault too? 2 twists in it. Going for the Sukahara. No, sorry, it was 1 twist. It all looked hurry, but she's gone for the Sukahara for her second vault. So that once she gets to the top of the horse, the action is actually the same as in the previous vault. Now, are we going to see joint gold? We've got to just wait on the judges. Well, you can see how well she holds the position through the twist. And she's got 9.95 again. She's just pipped Gojjan. 2 9.95s and a second gold of these championships for Tatiana Gutsu. Very often you find a reaction from the day before. The all-around champion sometimes comes out into the apparatus finals and really can't reproduce that sort of performance. But Tatiana Gutsu obviously still on a high from the day before, and gold for her. Brilliant performance. Vanda Adarian. Pirouette as the Jaeger somersault, came out of it beautifully. That's so important that she can just continue the swing and go on with the exercise on the recatch. There's the catch-up. Pirouette on top of high bar from